something like this.
Yes.
Right on there, Monty!
Right, exactly.
Monty the Pharaoh, way!
Exactly.
Straight to the top. We're living this life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for it. Straight to the top. Working hard every day just to leave a better way.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Monte the Pharaoh out of Indie Music TV here out of Ronkonkoma, Long Island. To the right is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh. Jimmy, how are you, bud?
Back again for another fabulous episode. What's happening there, partner?
You feel comfortable going to a baseball game?
Yeah, I think I would. But wow, that's a good question. How do we know it's okay?
If there was baseball. That's a whole nother subject we'll cover.
You know what's funny? How did we... Well, I guess we knew when it wasn't okay because everybody was getting sick, but how do we know it's okay now? Okay, everybody, back in the pool.
Right.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, right, like Jaws, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm not comfortable yet. I have to think about that one. Can I sit down by the dugout?
What are you thinking about sports?
Will you stay 6 feet and 1 inch away
What are
from
you
me?
thinking about sports right now?
I'm kind of angry.
Why?
I'm a little annoyed.
Do share, Mr. Pharaoh. Do share.
Well, I'm annoyed at the baseball situation because I feel like they're completely detached from what everyone else in general. The rest of us folks who don't make $6 million a swing,
Right.
I feel like they're just so disattached from all the struggling and all the people who've lost jobs and all the people with small businesses who didn't get any help and all the people who are just looking for their next loaf of bread. And here they are. What did I hear? The billionaires versus the millionaires?
Yeah.
Oh, I want full pay for a third of a season's work. Oh, well, I'm not giving that to you because I want more money from the popcorn stand, and we're not having enough games to make enough money from the popcorn.
Honestly, I'm sick. I am sickened by it.
I'm telling you, who gives a shit? Get the hell out there and play ball. Whatever happened to when World War II was upon us and the world was falling apart, FDR turned and on one of his weekly speeches, because back then we didn't have internet to puff our chest and we didn't have television. We had just a radio, and every week the nation would listen to see what the president had to say instead of calling him names.
Sure.
They would wait for FDR to talk, and FDR said during World War II, and my dad used to tell me this all the time, how important it was to have baseball. How important it was for the good of the fabric of America's consciousness to have something to turn to enjoy during tough times. And here they are, arguing and acting like, this is not good. I'm not happy about it. Get the hell out there and play baseball.
Remember the movie League of Their Own?
Yeah.
The women,
Yeah.
right? They while the men were at war, they played ball.
Right.
So
Right.
what a slap in the face it is to these frontline workers, right? That are putting their lives on the line,
Yeah.
and you don't want to take half pay for a half a season?
It's unbelievable. They want full pay. You
It's
know how much they
sickening,
get to pop up to left field per at bat?
Yeah.
Probably more than you'll make in a year for one pop-up. It's like, what are we talking about
A little
here?
bit crazy, right?
It's out of control.
It's disgusting.
And it's become out of control. And you know what, though? I wonder sometimes, did we let this happen as a society where we got them so spoiled? We always paid more and more as the ticket prices went up. We always paid more and more for the TV revenue with our cable subscribing. I mean, is this partially the public?
For the fans out there, Monte the Pharaoh will be a little less opinionated in the political background of the world.
I'm not yet.
Because we're a show about wrestling.
Right.
But and I use
this is
wrestling with
sports.
a tongue-in-cheek, but it's sports.
But this is sports.
So, again,
Wrestling.
Before we used to have a little more of a mindset here. Yeah, we're always open to someone's opinion. We
Yeah.
value everybody's opinion. But I will tell you that the baseball players not playing is making me sick to my
that's
stomach.
not good, man.
eHarmony now has dating by social distancing on your phone. What do you think? Pharaoh, if you were single, would you like
What?
eHarmony dating on your
No,
phone?
I don't even like the keyboard. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I
but
want
maybe
to
you could
plug it
do
and
like
throw it
video
into the
shoots.
road.
You could do video shoots with each other, like
Video shoots. What, check out my schwang? What are you talking about?
Here's the best part, though. If the date's going bad, you just hang up the phone.
Yeah, and you don't even have to waste money on dinner.
That's right. You're just like, I'm done.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Right.
Yeah, but what if you wind up like you think you like the person through texting, but then you see them in person and you can't stand each other. What do you do then?
Hang up the phone. Oh, wait.
You can't hang up the phone. Now you had a date with them because you thought
No,
they were
you can't.
cool.
It's social distancing. You're on the phone.
Oh, that's it. Wait a
That's it.
second.
You
It
don't
never
go
go
one-on-one
It
with
never
each
goes any further.
No. Why
This
should it?
is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Touch
What
each
is
other
this?
by the phone.
Touch each other by the phone.
Like you could
at
buy
lea-
her a fake rubber hand, and you buy yourself a fake rubber.
Well, you know
hand.
what? At least the population control would be all right.
That's what they're trying to
This
get
is
at
a
anyway.
mess. Is that what they're doing?
Anyway.
Holy China, folks.
All right, a little wrestling talk. You ready?
Sure. Fire away.
Your main man, Kevin Owens, reportedly
My main
communicated to the company that he would not be at the Raw taping on Monday due to a positive the COVID-19
Somebody
test by a developmental trainee who was revealed Monday night. So he wasn't on Monday night's show because of that.
Somebody
Thoughts?
tested positive in the developmental, huh? Wow. Oh boy.
Does that seem like a shock, though? Florida is a hotbed.
It is. It is again, right? Is
Yeah.
it spiked again?
Yes.
Interesting. Well, I can't blame Kevin. Can you blame Kevin? I know he's my boy, but I don't blame him.
So let me ask you this question. So these wrestling experts out there, right? They still
Them again?
Well, we
Come on,
we
man.
have wrestlers here all the time. Most waver on the point that they don't waver that, hey, look, you make your money, you keep your money, you make your life. Sonny Beach was here last week.
Right.
Said, hey, look, he was smart enough to make his money, keep his money, open a business.
He sure
right?
was.
So,
He
you
sure
know,
was.
you got all these people that go, well, you know, if they had more of a voice as a wrestler, you know, at 20 years old, they're willing to sign anything. Oh, my
Right.
God, I just want to be a pro
Right.
wrestler. I'm going to sign
Right.
anything. I don't care, and whatever the rules are. This is a different world.
Right.
Kevin Owens flat out said, I'm not going.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right? Is he
Yeah,
getting
I don't think
fired?
so. No, he shouldn't.
He's not.
I don't think he should. I don't even think he should be in trouble for
So
it.
this whole thing that these guys don't have a voice.
Of course they
is,
have a
to me, I
voice.
call BS.
Of course they have a
Even
voice.
the older guys. Yeah, you might have got blackballed. I don't know.
Dude, Roman's home raising his newborn. Everybody thought it was just because he has the leukemia condition. He's got a kid right now. Vince is like, okay, it's critical time. Go do what you got to do. Wow, what a beast. What a jerk.
What a jerk.
What a jerk.
What a jerk.
I can't anymore with this. I
And a
really
guy who
can't.
works himself to death
Right.
and put his
Right.
job before his family
Right.
is letting someone put their family before
And by
their
the
job.
way, kudos to Sonny Beach, who was never afforded a Scott Hall payday main event in front of 90,000 people. How smart is that man? Where does that man live? That man's a smart man.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And is it
Testify.
Is it Vince's fault that not everybody is as smart as Sonny Beach? No. Next.
All right.
So I'm good for KO. It is what it is.
No, you're right.
You know, and
you know what? He's making a stand.
and you know what?
And he's
though,
not
too?
getting fired for it.
And you know what?
Hey, guess what? They do have a voice.
And you know what?
wrestling
It
expert.
also means that Vince McMahon values one of the hardest workers on his company's weekly basis, Kevin Owens. He values him too.
There you go.
Obviously, he would have been like, "No, you steaming pile of ragdo, get back here and do what I said, because I'm a totalitarian." No, I get you, Kevin. We'll wait till this thing clears up and you come back, because you give me some of the best matches I've had in the last 2, 3, 4,
Well,
5
let me
years.
ask you this.
On my
we
pro-
didn't
on
cover
my
this.
program.
We've had a lot of guests on. What's your thoughts on Sami Zayn?
What's up with Sammy? What's
So
going on?
Sammy just not coming back to the States, doesn't care.
Okay.
Intercontinental title goes
Okay.
up for tournament, whatever.
Okay.
But that's, work.
This is what I know, at least from behind the scenes, as far as Sammy goes.
Go ahead.
We've never met Sammy. You know, I actually like Sammy as far as a wrestler, and I think he's got very good mic skills.
Right.
So I think he did a good job as the manager and all this stuff. But here's a reality that I couldn't shake. Jim Cornette recently spoke about Sami Zayn.
Right.
And I do trust Jim Cornette's opinion. Oh, sure, sometimes he can be slanted, but you know what? This guy's a genius, and he's been behind the scenes more than most of us ever will, especially the wrestling experts.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yep.
Jim Cornette said Sami Zayn is a huge, giant pain in the behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So if Sami Zayn's being a pain in the then whatever, man. You know, I mean, I wouldn't treat him the same way I would Kevin Owens. I'll tell you that.
I'm not a big fan of Sami
I know you're
Zayn.
not
You
a
know
big
as
fan
well,
of Sami
you know,
Zayn. You know,
I
I'm
think
not sure what
guy's
Sammy's
overrated.
What are Sammy's particulars? Does he have anything in particular? Or he just isn't comfortable with the whole COVID thing? That may be one thing. That's fair. But I don't know what else he bitches about. But according to Jim Cornette, he bitches like crazy behind the scenes. He's a pain in the.
Not a big fan.
Yeah.
And you know what? He does nothing for the company.
I
Here's
don't think
something-
he's putting any extra fannies in the seats, if that's what you're saying.
Again, I'm not going to go see Sami Zayn in a
Right.
main event. Be honest with you,
Right.
I'm not going to go see Kevin Owens in a main event
I mean,
either.
hell,
but that's-
Moxley's Cena compared to Sami Zayn. What are we talking here?
Well, speaking of AEW, I don't know if you
What
caught
are we
this, but
talking here?
Ricky Starks jumped ship
Yes.
from the NWA to AEW.
I was surprised.
Um,
Because we watched some NWA.
yeah.
So when I saw him, I was like, wow, this kid made the big jump
Here-
and got a title shot.
Here lies the problem with NWA,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
People there, when they don't have work, they go do their little tour.
Right.
And then they,
They go
as these
somewhere
companies
else.
grow, they're going to go.
Right.
So,
NWA can't keep them. Yeah, they
no,
can't keep them.
you can't.
They can't afford it. They're just too small a train, which is sad. They have great history.
What are your thoughts on Ricky Starks, though? To me, another small guy, very talented,
Right.
but yet another very small guy.
Does nothing for me at the given moment. I do think he's athletically outstanding, and that was a good match. I enjoyed the match. I don't see. I'm not sure where his character is going to go. I don't even know how much of a character he is. We'll see. It's tough to say. It's a nice debut, I'll tell you that. I mean, they're trying to do right by him. I mean, coming from NWA, gets to fight Cody right off the bat.
It was a good
It's pretty
match.
nice. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Gotta
What's his
tell you, on
upside?
Wednesdays,
Who
I'm kind
knows?
of, I know NXT.
Am I a fan? Not necessarily.
NXT's been putting up a little bit of a battle.
Yeah.
Not a little bit. They've actually been winning some of the battles.
here and there.
I'm
It
more
goes back
drawn
and
to
forth.
AEW on Wednesday nights. I don't know why. Seems like a better product to me.
I think that the main characters are a little more engaging in some ways. I'm talking about
Even more than
Jericho.
Karrion Kross, who I'm a big fan of.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, nobody is more engaging than Jericho.
Sure.
I'm sorry. They have Jericho. If you take Jericho off that program, that's a major, major hit. I do like Cody, though. I do.
Yeah.
I think Cody's awesome.
I'm not a big Cody guy either.
I like Kenny Omega. Sorry, Jim Cornette. I'm sorry. I do like Kenny Omega. And they have a few other things over there. I mean, how about Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho?
Oh, please. You know who I can't stand?
Orange Cassidy.
Butcher
is
and the
huge.
Blade. They suck.
Yeah, what's that?
I hate them.
What
man.
is that?
They
anyway?
suck, dude.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
And you know
do
what
it
I'm
for me.
tired of? I'm tired of people, these wrestling experts, tearing apart Billy Kay
Billy
from the
Kay.
Iconics. Okay? Stop it already.
Well, what are they?
When
tearing
you're
apart?
sitting there cheering.
Because I have an interesting take
Well,
on Billy Kay.
a lot of these experts are saying that, you know what, she doesn't have the training. You could clearly see that she's not main roster caliber. She should be in the training center.
Interesting.
And she's living off her mic skills, which aren't that good to begin with.
That's not true. She's incredibly irritating, and she's no Charlotte Flair, but she's very effectively irritating, and that's her role. So I think she's quite effective at being what she's being asked to do so far. As far as her in-ring stuff, maybe this is where you go, Pharaoh, but I do think that she's not so great in the ring. That's my opinion.
Okay, it doesn't take a.
But I won't turn around and be like,
scientist to
"Oh,
figure
get the
that out."
hell off the TV!"
Oh, but Butcher and the
I
Blade
mean-
are so good.
Oh, please, of course.
I mean, how bad are those guys?
Of course not. I
They
totally
can't even
get
take
it.
a clothesline. I mean, I was watching them yesterday. I'm
totally
like,
get it.
this is the worst crap I've ever
I
seen.
totally get it.
It's 10 times worse than the Iconics.
What the wrestling experts or slash nerds who will never understand this, the Iconics are an excellent team because they are irritating. That's their job.
Right.
They're there to annoy you.
And they're good on the eyes.
they're
good on the eyes.
Absolutely. And they're just like, it's like almost like the Miz deal. The Miz is there to annoy you. And he's very good at it. That's what some of these guys are there for. That's what some of these characters are there for. I agree, though, she's not the best in ring. But I still like the Iconics. If I do something like this.
Yes.
Right on there, Monty!
Right, exactly.
Monty and Pharaoh, way!
Exactly.
Not really, right?
And Pharaoh, I know your opinion on psychics, so I'd like you to weigh in on psychics,
You
please.
really want me to weigh in on psychics?
Yes, please.
All right, here's
Thank
the
you.
deal. As far as psychics go, listen, everybody's got a right to believe what they want. I just consider psychics to be tampering. You're tampering with stuff that you're not supposed to tamper with. Now, if you are a religious person, you've been taught in that thing called church that you go to.
Yes.
You've been taught to
I go
not-
often, by the way.
Yes, you do. You are taught not to tamper with those who have passed to the other side. Okay, so if you're a religious person who, goes to church or whatever, this is not a good thing to begin with. If you're not a religious person and you find the whole thing to be just an absolute joke, and it's fair to have either side, by the way, because I'm right here, It's a fraud. It's a fraud to me. I think that it's an absolute fraud, and I've got friends who went to see psychics, and they said.
And I
things
mean,
to
by the
them,
way,
they
it's
would,
not a shot at psychics. It's your opinion,
No,
right?
it's my opinion. If you want to get all pissy about it, go ahead, and But if you're a true psychic, you would have known that I was going to bash it before you tuned in. Now, wouldn't you?
That's a great point.
So, The next time I have a stranger tell me that they've talked to my father in the last, whatever years, I got something for you. Hold on. What do I got here? I got this, okay? Because you're a delusional fraud, money-taking thief, okay?
Oof.
You hold no more power than the guy who served me a big bite at 7-Eleven, all right? Anyway.
Oh my
And
God.
no, this is not a direct message to 1 or 2 or 3. This is how I feel about it, and you knew
If you were a psychic, you knew what
Yeah.
the Pharaoh was going to say.
Yeah, you
With
knew-
that, we're going to take a commercial break.
Yeah, and you knew we were going to go to a break, too. Bye.
I want to say I'm sorry.
I knew you were going to say that.
You did. You're psychic.
Mm.
Wow, we're still on that.
Can you feel it? It's all over the room. Ooh.
I want to say,
Oy.
Randy Orton, I'm sorry for my years of wishing bad things on you
Oh, you
because
finally came around.
the punt heard around the world
You finally
as
came
Randy Orton takes out
Who's the-
Christian,
who-
and this
who's
guy
the-
is
who's
doing
the-
some of
who's
the
the man?
finest wrestling work
the man?
I've seen in a long time.
Who's the machine?
You tell me, brother.
Who's the machine?
You tell me.
How many years has this machine been rolling and rolling and rolling? And to my glee and delight, making his haters miserable! I love it. I love it. Randy Orton has been awesome, especially lately. By the way, that was killer. You made me do this. I didn't want to do this to you. Get his head. Hold his head. You asked for this. That was unbelievable. Hey.
What do you think about the nut shot by Flair
Oh, I
to
love
Christian?
that.
So what's behind that, though? What are you thinking?
Well, what's that? At some point you're going to see.
Is it
some-
evolution?
I don't
what do you think the
know.
plan is?
Who knows what the plan is? I like shock. That was great when Flair did that. Did you see that coming? That Flair was going to do that?
No, I did not.
I thought that was awesome.
But
And by the way, last week did I or did I not say Ric Flair would get back in the ring in a minute?
yes, you did.
There he is.
He'll find a
Woo!
way. He'll find a way.
Of course he will. He's still great too.
So, but okay, so
Oh my
Flair
God, that
helps
guy.
Orton. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Flair helps Orton.
Right.
But the
always
rumors
been
are
aligned
for
for the most-
SummerSlam, the WWE is going to put their toes in the pool,
Okay.
and they're going to have Charlotte Flair
Okay.
wrestle Randy Orton.
Hate it. Hate it. What's the purpose of that one?
I don't know. Tell me.
You, really, dude? Do I really have to break this down?
Break it down.
Okay,
Break
fine.
it down.
Fine. Let's say we're hanging out at the beach, right? And there's a skirmish, right? And there's Charlotte Flair, and she decides she's going to rough up some chick in a bathing suit. Randy Orton walks over. Hey, that's my girlfriend. You're going to tell me Charlotte Flair's turning around and giving him a chop to the chest? How long do you think that fight's going to last after that chop to the chest? Seriously, how long? How long before Randy Orton tell you? Ugh, I don't even want to get into this. I mean,
All right, so let's back it up. We've had recently a lot of these intergender matches.
I don't know, man.
What did you feel? Let's go back further.
I'm sure Charlotte could kick Sammy's
But
ass.
Double J wrestled China. Did you have a problem with that?
You know what? I guess it does. I guess it depends on the person and the
Okay, but,
matchup.
all right.
Very interesting.
So you had
Mike.
your
Now
man
you got me
Jericho
thinking.
against
Does
China.
Charlotte versus Randy do anything for
Well,
you?
let
I
me
got to
ask you
think
this.
about this now.
In comparison,
Yeah.
did China have more street cred with you than Charlotte Flair?
Yes, as far as a fist fight, like who would I rather not meet in a dark alley as a dude? I'd rather not meet China.
I kind of agree with you.
Okay.
I love Charlotte Flair.
And wasn't
but
it-
Charlotte Flair, China.
And you know what's funny?
Looking like a man.
You always debate with me whether Jericho did the right thing putting
All the
China
time.
over. I feel he did. Even then, I felt he did. China was a rare exception to the rule. China, you felt, could go in there and take out half the men, no problem. I don't feel that way about Charlotte. Should I?
So
Did I
got,
miss something?
So you got Randy Orton, 6'4",
maybe I should. Maybe I missed
6'5", whatever he
He's
is, right?
huge. He's built like a statue.
It's
He's-
not believable. As
I don't think
great
it
as
is.
Charlotte is,
And she's awesome.
it's not believable.
In Randy's case, no. I guess that's what I'm getting at.
But then
I
again,
guess that's what
throwing
I'm getting
people off
at.
the top of a building and they come back the next week and they're
Hysteria.
okay. It doesn't
Shouldn't
really matter.
Dominic be burying Ray? Instead, it's like, Ray's like, oh, go get him, kid, go get him. It's like, wait a minute, you're dead. You got thrown off a building.
AJ Styles is buried in a grave.
Yeah, he
for a
came
week.
back too.
Came back.
I love it.
So
man.
really, does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
So
So wait a
with
minute.
that
What, Charlotte's
premise-
going to give him the pile driver and pin him?
Well,
Because it doesn't matter?
Under that
This
premise,
is awful.
Under that premise, does it matter?
You know what? It'll probably be a great match, though, knowing those two.
Do you think
They're
Charlotte
if they
can hang
do
in
it,
there?
they'll find a way to make it competitive. Of course they're going to. Randy's not going to RKO her and beat her. Will he? That would be funny. The big build-up, and then he just hits it with the RKO.
Dude, I got to be
over.
honest with you. They got to do something like have him attack Rick and beat up Rick or something. I don't know.
You already did that. That was
I
in
know,
the past.
I know. It's
you
been
can't
done
do that.
already.
Yeah, you can't do
Weep
that.
up.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
When do you think live crowds are coming back?
I don't know, but the sooner the better. You know, it doesn't feel totally real.
Is there
I mean,
irreparable damage to pro wrestling from all that's gone on?
I don't think so. I think that as society slowly, hopefully, eeps back into normalcy, that we'll all go back to the things we love.
And then you're just like, okay, all this never happened.
No, it won't be that, but I bet you people will find a way to make it out like all this never happened and hit the bar. That's it.
Well, I don't mean
We're
in life, but
survivors.
I'm
It's just
saying
my instinct.
in the
It's
wrestling
like-
world, will
Yeah.
all this COVID thing, like, all right, forget all these things that happened,
Right.
Because we just have to wipe it out of the annals of history like we do everything else, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, and it's weird too. Like the reaction of these limited crowds now. Like, will those work when there's full crowds? You know, like sometimes I feel like, well, isn't the crowd part wrestlers, and now they're just starting to let in a few fans?
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
So I almost feel like the responses of the wrestlers themselves are coming from Vince. Cheer now!
Well, you're right.
You know, and that ain't gonna happen with a live crowd. They're gonna be like CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. You know what I mean? So I wonder with what they're trying to push is over now, if it will be over once the regular crowds are in. They're gonna be like, yeah, you were trying to sell that. No, you know, I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully, we will find out because that will mean we got back to normal.
They're already saying no football this year. It looks like there's no football.
What are you talking about? That's not going to happen?
That's what Fauci said.
Fauci?
Yeah, Dr. Fauci.
Who's Fauci?
Dr. Fauci.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
You know that guy.
Oh, yeah. I live for his next word.
All right, well,
Oy,
your
whatever.
man, Boy Heyman, you're fired.
Why is it always my boy when bad
Well,
things
because you
happen?
were like, hey, Heyman's taking over Raw. Life's good. You're fired.
Well, it's just all it does is prove what I've always said before. Vince
that?
runs everything.
Vinnie Mac runs the show.
Dude, Paul Heyman was never in charge of anything. He was never
So
in
he didn't
charge
have a
of-
fair chance?
I think that everything goes through Vince. That's what I think. What's a fair
So wait a minute.
chance in
So
Vince McMahon's world?
okay, I'm not attacking Heyman, but
Pushes you, he
the
pushes
whole
you.
lesbian angle that got dumped in a week, Vince stopped that? Because that was a Heyman. You know
Yeah.
that was a Heyman.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Vince pulls lots of plugs and changes his mind a lot now.
And says, forget it,
And
Paul.
current day Vince, yeah. We've got, again, I hate to use the George Steinbrenner analogy, but when George got older, which Vince is now at that stage, George handed the reins over to people who could still make the train run smoothly. I think what we've got right now is Vince McMahon is an old George Steinbrenner, and no one's keeping it contained. It's got to, you know, I think a lot of his ideas are kind of nowadays, but that's all right.
Do you feel bad for Paul?
He still hits a lot of home runs in my mind, so do I feel... No, I don't feel... Why would I feel bad for Paul Heyman? Oh, now I gotta go home and eat filet mignon. Rats! I don't feel bad for Paul Heyman.
But I got to buy my own health insurance. Thanks for making me laugh. I needed a laugh
do.
today, I
Oh,
got to tell
you're
you.
welcome. I tried.
That psychic comment was...
Sorry about that.
That was one of the best
You know, I
comments
knew you were
ever
going to
heard.
thank me, though, right now, but that's cool, you know. And that beer you're going to get me after work, thanks, bro. Thank you. Cool. Nice.
What do you think, in your opinion, was Tito's greatest feud?
Ooh. Well, I'll always go back to his feud with Valentine, but that's me. You know, Tito had a couple of great feuds in his run. Tito was also, you know, I have a lot of memories of Tito. Tito at first was a tag team champion with Putski, you know, and then he went into his solo career and then the Intercontinental runs and everything like that. Tino was Pedro Part 2.
That you hit it. I was thinking the
It
same
was
thing.
Pedro Part 2.
It was Pedro Part 2.
I
yeah.
mean, we waited for Pedro to get the hell out of our way, and then along comes Tito.
Yeah,
you know, and we
ruining
called
it
Tito
for
out when he was
everybody.
here too. I'm like, you know where you fit in.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Rick and Wreck and
Yeah.
Wrestle Fry. Yeah, but what a great wrestler, though. Again, when I go back and I watch his matches, they hold up so well because he was such a fluid wrestler and full of energy, and he got passionate responses from the crowd. Where is that today? I mean, right now there's no crowd, but before there was a crowd.
Sure.
Where is that today?
Well,
He
we
could
are-
be wrestling no one special. It could just be
they're
his
not-
regular
they're
match
not-
during the
we
week.
keep saying it. They're not building the characters anymore. They're
No.
building the WWE.
Right. Hey, how about Lashley one and done? I'm angry about that.
Why?
Because I thought that, listen, I thought the best way to end that Lashley McIntyre match would have been with a double DQ, a double countout, and let them both maintain their status on the card. I feel like Lashley went down. And I don't understand why, because I keep telling you I want to see Lashley versus Lesnar.
I think
This
think
didn't
you have
help
to close.
Lashley's baseball
You have
card.
to close the Lana storyline.
Okay.
I mean, that's responsible writing.
well-
and I give Bruce Pritchard a lot of credit for that. Let's close that door.
Right.
Let's finish up the storyline so we get
Okay.
it.
So he's not damaged because Lana lost him the match. Is that how we're
That's
supposed
what
to
we're- that's the way we're
Okay,
looking
fine.
at it.
I saw it as damaged. I saw it
I
as
understand that point.
What if she got him disqualified at least or something like that? He has to be pinned? I want him to fight Lesnar. How can I take it seriously when he gets in the ring with Lesnar if McIntyre's already kicked his head off?
Well, because
Yeah, I
I
guess
think
we're never gonna
I
get
think
Lashley
you got
versus
MVP,
Lesnar.
who's turning out to be a great
Yes, he is.
mouthpiece
Yes,
for a
he
lot
is.
of these
'Cause
guys.
he
right?
could always talk, man.
And what do you think about him trying to get Apollo Crews to
I
come
love
over?
it. Oh, I love it. Please, please, Apollo. Please, Apollo.
It's good stuff.
Get
Do
to
we
it
give
should
Bruce
be.
Pritchard credit for this, or is this a Paul Heyman credit and Bruce Pritchard walking into it?
I want to give Bruce Pritchard credit for this.
Wow.
I do. I also.
I'm a big Bruce Pritchard fan, by
Me
the way.
too. Me too. And I also want to say that at some point Bruce will probably have to deal with Vince changing what Bruce wants done, and eventually Bruce will be gone, and we'll have to deal with the next person. I can't see it. The fans are going to see it before the Pharaoh. Oh, that's
The
great. I can't
original
see it.
diva,
What?
Sonny,
No way.
will be in studio on Long Island's
No.
#1 pro wrestling broadcast, and we've got a lot to talk about. What are you thinking about
kidding.
Sonny being in studio, my friend?
Wow. Wow. Okay. WWE Hall of Famer. My opinion, the most cutting edge and the first of the truly great divas, right? I mean, isn't she the template?
She is
She's
the template.
She's the template. An absolute lightning rod. She says what she wants. You know, she's very Monte and the Pharaoh, isn't she?
She is.
She is.
She is. This is Mike Monty.
This is the Pharaoh. Until next week with one Hall of Famer after another. Later.